Well, who had episode 74 in the sweepstake for the return of the 4312 then? Whoever it is, you win a prize. Hello and welcome to episode 74 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first two games of the new League One season. We're at home against Shrewsbury, away against Plymouth. And we're doing it with what, as far as I'm concerned, is an unfinished squad. If you've seen the transfer special from yesterday, and you should have done, you'll know why the squad is unfinished. We still need a couple of players. The transfer window is still open for a little bit longer, so hopefully we'll still have the opportunity to bring a couple more players in. We don't have much money to do it though, and I think it's officially been the quietest transfer window in the history of this football club. I can't even press the right buttons, I'm so flabbergasted. We have made our record signing, we have paid money for a player for the first time, but we haven't brought in many players, have we? It's going to be an interesting one. This is the team that we're going to be playing for our first game of the new season. We've got Civita in goal. Humphreys is injured. Cannon at left back because Palyuk is injured. Proctor, Newboy right and Simpson make up the rest of the back four. And then a central midfield of now permanent home player again, Lerick Fernandez. New record signing, Luke McCormick. His name is Luke, isn't it? Luke, are you called Luke? Luke McCormick. And season-long loanee and returning hero David Sawinski. New boy Will Swan, who's a backup striker, but having to play as a attacking midfielder today because we haven't got one. So that's one of the players we definitely need to sign, along with superstar Anthony Harris and potential new hero Chardonnay Matondo, who is pre-season favourite to be League One Player of the Year. He's an England under-19 international who was off playing for England under-19s all summer, finishing runners-up in the under-19 European Championships, and he was playing as well. This guy is a bit special, and hopefully he starts to show that from the off today. He's the reason we've changed the system around completely, partly him anyway. I wanted a system that allows Harris and Matondo to both play, and I wanted a system that allowed us to really show off the strength we've got in our central midfield with Fernandez, McCormick, Sawinski, but also we've still got Phillips, we've still got Bakinson, we've re-signed Alex Carmichael. There's plenty of strength in central midfield, and it just made sense to do this. I don't know if that makes it. I still am not sure whether I should have Swan there or Phillips there. But we're going with Swan for today because, you know, it's been a long time. This is our first time using 4312 in FM19. As I record this, it's the 15th of March. I'm quite impressed that it's taken me until the 15th of March to resort to the system that I used in each of the previous 2 or 3 versions of Football Manager. So, and I haven't shoehorned it in. I haven't forced it. I think it makes sense for the squad we've got. It's just whether or not we're going to be any good at doing it. Right, we owe Shrewsbury. Let's go and give them what's owing. We are still trying to do a positive control possession-based system. So I think this might be the first time in this series. Actually, it's not. We had a couple of weird mutant formations. I was going to say it was the first time we've not used a tactical preset, but it's not. We've fiddled with stuff before. But it is based off of the control possession system, but with a change in shape and player roles within that. So it's completely untested. It's not the old 4312 with the old roles and the old team instructions. It's kind of a combination of what we were doing with Nuneaton last year with what we've been doing with Holme for the last however many seasons. So I don't know if it's going to work. It's a bit of a gamble, but hopefully a gamble that pays off. Fingers crossed. Right, there is Anthony Harris, who, with a strike partner and a man behind him again, is going to really have the opportunity to get out into these flanks and use his pace the way he always used to. He's hit the post there and it falls to Matondo, who has 2 bites of the cherry and doesn't score. Well, that's it then. He's rubbish. Get Mick Powell on. He's sat on the bench. We also have Lewis Tyler sat on the bench, who's here on loan for the 5th year in a row. And he's probably looking at that system we're using and wondering where on earth he fits into it. He'd been a hero for so long, but was injured at the really crucial point of last season. And really, it was that last few games of having to play Anthony Harris out on the wing that got me thinking, why am I still playing with wingers? when I've got a great striker who I'm having to play out wide just to force my best players into a system that allows wingers. Here is Harris using his pace to get in behind now. Matondo has his first goal in a home shirt, and that's exactly what I wanted to see. Anthony Harris using his pace, getting into these wide areas and setting it up on a plate for Matondo. It's what he always used to do for Mick Powell back in the old days, and he's just put one on a plate for Matondo for his first goal for us. Lerick Fernandez massively involved as well. It's great to have him back as a permanent home player. And we are 1-0 up against Shrewsbury, giving them what we owe them after what happened last time. Nobody remembers what happened last time, but I'm glad we're paying them back for it. We now have a throw-in an attacking position. It comes to McCormick, back to Simpson, who crosses to Swan, and Swan forces a save from the keeper, and David Sawinski's in, and he's scored as well, and it's home to Shrewsbury 0, and Will Swan gets his first assist through hitting the post, and Sawinski was lightning to get in there and tuck that away. He's on loan here for another season. It's the first time Sawinski's ever played for us in August. The last 2 years, he's got into the team after Christmas, and perhaps he's going to be an early season superstar for us. He doesn't realise football's played at this time of year. He thinks the football season is only 4 months long, but he's going to be tired by the end of the year. But then we've got lots of other players who can come in for him. The fact we've got Bakinson not even in this team today, who was superb last year. We've got the youngster whose name I can't remember. It'll come to me. The one who we almost sold in the summer. He's still knocking about the place. How do I not remember his name? Right, let's calmly say I am happy with how things are going. Keep it going. Everyone's happy. And fingers crossed? Fingers crossed. For the first 30 years or so of my life, I didn't know how to say my THs. I wasn't proud of it, but when I became a teacher, I decided the time had come to learn to do my THs, and I can do them now. I'm very proud of that. The only problem is I now often do them when I'm supposed to be doing Fs. It's a complicated thing. THs. Complicated thing. There's 29-year-old Kev. A thing. See, I talk much more properly now. I talk proper in it. Right, clears to McCormick. McCormick back into Sawinski. I like the fact we've got all these midfielders just queuing up to do that. Matondo's in behind and forces a save out the Shrewsbury keeper. We're not really giving Shrewsbury much of a look in today, and I like it very much. McCormick to take the corner, comes across towards right, and it's straight at their keeper. But we've played very well in the first 65, 70 minutes of this game, and that makes me very happy. Right, what are we going to do? It's still a mess. The team order is still a mess. So we've got Shane Phillips on the bench. McCormick is on a yellow card and not playing great. So Shane Phillips comes on. Do we leave him there or do we drop him deep? My instinct is leave him there, keep him playing as part of the system. And we've got Bakinson who can come on for Fernandez. And I think we swap those two over to make that work. Mick Powell will come on in a minute, I think, for Harris, but we don't want to do a triple. I only do triple substitutions when you lot aren't watching. When I do it when you're watching, you'll tell me off. So we do the good old-fashioned Kev 68-78, the 2-1. You know how it is. Right, Harris can come off for Powell. Powell can play as a poacher. There's an old-school non-league to legend strike combination partnership thing. It's the Thierry Ambrose, Keziah Sterling front two, complete forward and poacher. That worked quite. I think that was the origin of the 4-3-1-2. We're going proper old school with it. But Mick Powell, we didn't get to see any of him because he was only on for 10 minutes. Get used to it, Mick. There's a new hero in town, and his name's Chardonnay. Right, let's. Yeah, we're just happy. Well done. That was good. Hopefully, we can be good again against Plymouth in the next game, because that would also be good. Well, new director of football extraordinaire Tom Heaton has brought in another player. Mark Wearmouth is a left-back, 21 years old. We did need strength in depth at left-back. We didn't want to have to play Cannon there for too long, although Palik's obviously going to be back soon. But Palik is going to come back and be a reserve because we've had a massive upgrade. Mark Wearmouth, on loan for Middlesbrough, was on loan at Posh last season, so he can probably stay in the same digs he was in last year because they're just down the road. He wasn't spectacular for them last year, but he's got 2 years of League One football under his belt previously, and he's better than everything we've got in that position. Can he do wing back? He can do wing back. Good work, Tom. Just the one change for the Plymouth game. Then Wearmouth comes in to make his debut at left back. I'm still trying to do some last minute signings to finish off this squad. It looks like we're finally starting to scout these Eastern European wonder kids. The only problem is we can't afford them. But Nikolai Boronarov looks awesome. Just can't afford him. We have made an offer for a centre-back, though, on the Never Never, trying to bring him in. And there's a couple of attacking midfielders that I'm trying to secure on loan, maybe a free transfer. There's a few options, but we'll finalise them, if any, and you'll see them in tomorrow's episode because the transfer window ends tomorrow. So we're done with signings for today's video, but there might be one or two more, or there needs to be one or two more tomorrow. We still need a centre-back. We still need at least one attacking midfielder, and hopefully we can get that sorted out before the window slams shut. Right, let's carry on where you finished off in the last match. We were excellent in that last match. If we can be excellent again, I'm going to start to feel really rather positive about this season. The most exciting thing about the last game was how we just looked much more competent and confident going forward than we did in the last 2 years of playing a 4-3-3. We just created more chances. We had more useful possession. We've always been good at keeping hold of the ball, but we were actually having the ball in better attacking positions, doing more interesting things with it. And hopefully that's going to be a sign of things to come with this new look system that looks like our old system. But we're not going to get bogged down in that. That was in a different universe. That was with Nuneaton. This is Home. Home have never seen anything of the like other than the diamond that we had in like the first 2 seasons. That was quite similar to this, although that was a direct diamond. That was back before we abandoned our horrible direct football ways. The home lump. Do you remember the home lump? We're 1-0 down against Plymouth. I'm getting all excited about the new system, and we're losing against Plymouth. So I don't know how good Plymouth are. I also don't think Civitar's necessarily cut out for this level. That's why we dropped him early on last season. So I'm not going to be that concerned about a goal from range with our backup keeper in. I think there's a good chance Humphreys saves that, and he'll be fit again soon. But Civitar's a very adequate backup goalkeeper who never let us down in the lower leagues anyway. He's just a little bit out of his depth at this level, I think. Worryingly, we've not had any chances, though. After all of what I was saying, the big speech about useful possession, we've had 62% of the possession, had 1 shot and missed in the entire first half. So that suggests we're back to our old ways. We had a one-off good performance, and now we're back to usual for Home. Right, let's get assertive. I do expect a much better showing in this second half because that's been a little bit rubbish. We're going to give them 15 minutes and we're going to start to change things up because we can't go an entire match not having a shot on target. An entire half not having a shot on target is bad enough, but we can't leave this unchanged. I will fiddle if I have to. Right, Simpson with the throw towards Matondo, who gets it under control, plays it back out to Simpson, who plays it over the top for Harris to chase. Harris can't quite get there, and Matondo and Swan aren't up with him. So, unfortunately, we miss out on the ball, and now Plymouth have a chance to break straight back at us. They're in behind, and Civitar makes the save. And then drop the ball at his own feet, which was a little bit weird, but nothing's come of it, so let's not worry. Right, what do we need to do? We've looked a little bit more lively, but 65 minutes gone now. We're still not creating anything. We need to make some changes, probably to the system, but I don't know what changes to make. Well, no plan B, eh? Who'd have thought that I don't have a plan B? Here we go. There's your plan B. Oh, no. Get you up there with them two. 3 different types of striker now. 3 flavours of striker. And we'll put Baconson on that right-hand side of midfield. And we'll see if that makes a difference. We should probably do a shout as well. Let's show some passion. Let's have our 10 minutes of passion. T-shirt now available from the merch store, link below. But let's have our 10 minutes of passion. I've got to say that, but if that's going to be a T-shirt catchphrase, it's no use just saying it once towards the end of a video. It needs to be the first phrase. There we go again. PHTH. The first phrase out of my mouth every video. 10 minutes of passion. Perhaps I should start making my videos 10 minutes long. Right. Lewis Tyler. Come on and do something. Matondo's not played very well at all today. So we're going to, after all this, we're going to switch to... No, we're not. We're going to stick him there. Try and keep him in his position, but also get Tyler on there doing something as well. See if that makes a difference. Let's get creative. Wearmouth to Fernandez. Fernandez plays it all the way across to Simpson, who's in acres of space, can surely pick his man, and he does. And the man he picked was the man who gave him the ball in the first place. Fernandez continued his run, grabs the equaliser, and I tell you what, Lerrit Fernandez has had a good start to the season. He was very good in the last game, and he's been very, very good there. And Simpson just waited for him to arrive. And Fernandez with the finish. It's his first goal of the season. We now are on level terms with Plymouth with 10 minutes to go. Now we need... What do we need? I mean, it's set up for it, but the passion button's greyed out. Come on. I want some passion. Gimme, gimme, gimme. No passion for Kev. There you go. Let's have passion to finish the game off. We've got 10 seconds. 10 seconds of passion when you don't have a full minute. No. 1-1's fine away from home. We've kept our unbeaten start to the season going. And, yeah, I guess it was a good comeback. I mean, we were really poor in the first half, so to have salvaged a draw is pretty decent, I guess. We do really need that creative spark as an attacking midfielder, though, which hopefully will be in place in time for the next episode. And I think that next episode is going to be... We've got to do a McDon's, Real Don's double header, haven't we? The fact that it's there means we have to do it. So MK Dons and Wimbledon, both in the next episode. Hopefully we beat McDon's by more than we beat Wimbledon by. And a splendid time will be had by all. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.